Parveen Bobby was also known for some bold choices that she made in her time. Like they say, good girls seldom make history. Taapsee and Vikrant.
Yeah.
Such fine actors. I discovered that she's crazier than I thought. And I think she discovers that I'm crazier than she thought. Manmarziyaan, Rashmi Rocket, Hasseen Dillruba, Phir Aayi Hasseen Dillruba, Dunki, and
the next
watch this space for more. I was not promoting abuse or domestic violence. I was actually showcasing a very imperfect, flawed character. You know, I'll tell you the exact words were, "Arey, usne to abhi chuda dala hua hai," and she's sleeping with somebody else. How dare she think about a lover while she's being wedded to another man?
Yeah.
See, I was extremely happy that Anurag was directing Manmarziyaan because you needed a very unapologetic person. Shah Rukh Khan is the dream. I love Shah Rukh.
Have you watched Animal?
Yes. As an audience, I really enjoyed the film.
Hello everyone, welcome to Shah. I am Titas Chowdhury in conversation with Kanika Dhillon. Hi Kanika.
Hi.
How are
Titas.
you?
Good.
You look lovely.
Thank you. So do you.
Oh, thank you so much. You know, before we start the Q&A, I just want to tell you that I was going through your bookshelf and I couldn't resist like checking each book out.
Oh,
Don't worry, I put them back in place.
They're color coded.
No, I put them back in place. What really caught my attention is that you have a couple of books on Parveen Bobby and one on Kandil Baloch.
Oh, okay. Interesting stories. Very interesting stories.
Very interesting stories. Does the life of Parveen Bobby fascinate you as a writer?
You know, as a writer, as a woman, you know, I feel Parveen Bobby was also known for some bold choices that she made in her time. And at that time, maybe she was not considered the perfect woman.
Yeah.
Which makes her somebody who's very interesting to me and to the world. Like they say, good girls seldom make history.
True, true.
So yes, I think usually that's how in every era we judge women with that yard of perfection and imperfection, and usually it's the imperfect ones that tend to pave new paths, change the world, and create a legacy.
Absolutely, that's true. Coming to your next release, which is Phir Aayi Hasseen Dillruba.
Imperfect women.
Imperfect women, see? But what a beautiful film the first one was. Maybe beautiful is not the correct word, but that is how I look at it. It was like a pleasant surprise that film came up as. But tell me, was the idea to create a sequel always there, or did you decide it after the release of the first part?
There was no plan to write part 2 while I was writing for part 1.
Okay.
So when Rishu meets Rani at that railway station and Hosh mein to rishte nivaye jate hain, was, I thought at that time when I wrote the end on paper that is the end of the story. Okay. But then what happened was that I loved Rani and Rishu so much and I missed them so much. And I missed the Dinesh Pandit world so much as a writer. Because to write that pulp, you know, you have to wear a certain hat.
Yeah.
You have to literally become Dinesh Pandit and go all out because pulp has a very distinct voice, very distinct color, texture. A certain texture, there's a voyeurism, there's an edginess, there's an unapologetic wickedness. I think it was like I tasted blood. And then I was missing it, and I think donning the hat of Dinesh Pandit and opening part 2 was my sort of escapism from my usual writing, so to speak. And another very important reason why I wrote Hasseen 2 was the immense love from the audience. Yes. Oh my God. The love that the audience has given me for Hasseen 1 was like a booster injection for me to quickly go back into my Dinesh Pandit mode and start writing Hasseen 2. And the third most important reason was Taapsee and Vikrant.
Yeah.
Such fine actors.
True.
And I just felt that, you know, I was just so used to they felt like home, literally. Rani and Rishu felt like home. Dinesh Pandit felt like an alter ego. And I was just not ready for that relationship to finish.
Right.
So it was also very instinctive sort of a thing as a person, as a writer, as an artist, that I had to re-engage with all of them again. And it had to be them. I did not want to write a different story with Dinesh Pandit. I wanted Rani and Rishu to, I wanted to engage with them again. So that's where the journey of part 2 started.
But we are very happy, of course. We are not complaining, because after the note on which part 1 ended, we all wanted to know what next, what happens with Rani and Rishu, after that, what havoc are they going to create after this?
Havoc being the right word.
But I was speaking to Taapsee, this was like a couple of weeks back, and I asked her about you, and she said that, of course, there's this sense of sisterhood now. But the best part is we both are getting more and more scandalous with each passing year.
Yeah, I call it crazier, because somebody was asking, what is it that you discover about each other now that you've worked on so many films? I say, with every film, I discover that she's crazier than I thought. And I think she discovers that I'm crazier than she thought.
Yeah.
But yes, the sense of sisterhood is quite the correct word, because, we're very alike in at a very core, that we do not like to stay quiet on things that are important.
Sure.
And we choose to fight for what we think is important and right. And at that basic level, we really connect. There's a very strong sisterhood. There are many, we joke internally with each other that, there should be a camera following us behind the scenes of making a movie, because sometimes it gets so difficult to get those decisions across, because there's so many other people in the film, and you have to maneuver your way in the interest of the film. And literally, as a maker, she's been a support, like a rock solid support, supporting my vision.
Yeah.
Wherever I've needed to lean on her, she's always come through. Like, because there are certain interpretations, many a times that happens, a scene is interpreted in a certain way, a look has to be of a certain kind, and HOT, who is very important for a film, you need to push it through. Out of everybody, in the crew, consistently, as a maker, as a writer and producer of Haseen Dillruba 1 and Haseen Dillruba 2, I have leaned on Taapsee Pannu, the actor, and Rani, the character, and every single time she's come through.
Yeah.
So that makes for such a great ecosystem for me, that I know that she's got my back. Yeah. I know that she is equally passionate about not compromising on the vision at any cost. And I felt it more so in Haseen too, because Haseen 1's crew was different, the director is different. It has tremendous love from the audience. The audience really remembers, dialogues and the characters so vividly. So the responsibility of making Haseen 2 at par, if not better than Haseen 1, taking the universe forward, taking the story forward with an entirely different crew, was squarely on my shoulders. With Rani and Rishu as the only ones who are coming with me on this journey from the previous team. So they were like standing with me rock solid on this one too. And we're very glad, we're very emotional, we're very happy that Haseen 2 has happened. And we're very proud that we've been able to do it the second time round. And we really, really hope that it gets as much love, if not more, that Haseen 1 got.
Yeah, but it's so lovely to hear this ecosystem, this synergy that you're talking about, that you and Taapsee share and bring forth. Will we see the two of you connecting, collaborating on more projects after this?
Well, you shall hear something very soon.
Lovely.
I think we're on a number 5 together. It's been Manmarziyaan, Rashmi Rocket, Haseen Dillruba, Phir Aayi Hasseen Dillruba, Dunki, and
the next
watch this space for more.
Lovely.
It's going to be the craziest, and hopefully, pushing the envelope.
Lovely. Great. But okay, let's go back to what happened after the first film released. I remember chatting with Vikrant at that time, and the internet was divided into 2. So one, of course, loved the
magic.
film.
It's called polarizing.
So one said that we love the film, and the others said that, oh, this glorifies toxic relationships. The other word was domestic violence. That is what they felt. Now, see, from then to now, especially now, I think this conversation has gained ground. We know why. Whether films have this responsibility to lehrao morality ka jhanda or not. What do you have to say about that? Do you think somewhere it comes in the way of work?
No, I absolutely agree with this thought process that there is a certain responsibility. I am not shying away from it at all. I completely agree with anyone and everyone who says that when you have a voice, it comes with a responsibility. Hasseen 1, the only thing that I may differ is that I felt as a maker I was not promoting abuse or domestic violence. I was actually showcasing a very imperfect, flawed character.
Yeah.
Who gets punished for what she does. That is the only gap in the narrative. I am very much of the opinion that one has to be careful of what one is showcasing on the screen, because we have the power to plant ideas, opinions. I mean, be it from my first film, Manmarziyaan, I was very conscious of how my men were, be it Robbie and Vicky, and I've spoken about it previously as well, that how Vicky grows up and lets go of a relationship that he is keen on and understands and has the grace to understand that she's now moved on and gone to another person and lets her go, is something that I would want the boys to watch and learn and think, okay, this is also a way. The same way, Robbie's character doesn't define his manhood and it doesn't center it on how much can he control his wife. Rather, it is the other way around. How many, he gives her a choice to choose. So, be it male characters, be it female characters, be it Mukku from Kedarnath, played by Sarah, where she makes her own choices, doesn't succumb to whatever the father chooses for her, or even the whole religious context of falling in love with a Muslim.
Right.
That's her personal choice. Religion has nothing to do with it. Be it Bobby, played by Kangana, be it Kiara's Guilty, where eventually she does understand that we as women are always protecting our sons and husbands and boyfriends from allegations, which we should probably look closer, and we should not be protecting them.
Yeah.
We should not be promoting the whole patriarchal culture of silence. So my films have always said something.
Yeah.
As a maker, as the key characters. But what I'm trying to say is that I am also allowed to show imperfect characters. I'm also allowed to show a Rani who wants sexual fulfillment out of a marriage, and she cheats on her husband, and she cheats on her husband with a brother. She realizes she's done something wrong, and then as an act of redemption, she goes a little too far because she's already imperfect. She's not a perfect character. I'm not telling you to emulate her. All I'm trying for you to do is to love her. She's not perfect, and I'm not telling you that this is the ideal that one has to kind of follow. She has a bad life. Literally, her husband has to chop her hand off. There are criminals on the run. This is obviously, I've not idealized her life or her life choices. So that is where the difference is. As a maker, I have not idealized Rani's life choices. They're always in trouble. It's a tumultuous journey. It's a price to pay. My thing is that if I tell you that there's no price to pay and there's only an upside to it, then I'm wrong. But I'm telling you there's a price to pay. But it is my job as a maker that I make you fall in love with her.
Yeah.
So there are two conflicting boats that I am trying to, ride on, and I'm trying to find my balance.
Yeah.
So that is what I take out of the Hasseen 1 debate. All the opinions are very welcome. I try to read as many reviews as I can. All the criticism is very welcome because it gives me a very well-needed filter, reality check, opinions. It keeps you going. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps your perspectives very fresh. So I'm all for a diverse opinion, a polarized opinion on anything. But my counter to this is that the intention is not to glorify domestic abuse. And my character definitely pays for what she's done.
Yeah.
So there is no glorification there.
Absolutely. This also reminds me, Kanika, of this interview that you had given post Manmarziyaan, I think, where you said that before Anurag Kashyap actually came on board, I had narrated the script to a few other directors, and all of them were like gasping when they heard that, she's going to sleep with her ex-lover while she's already married to somebody else. But my thing is, this happens, right? This is, and also you're not
We
trying
just
to
don't see it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you the exact words were, "अरे उसने तो अभी चूड़ा डाला हुआ है," and she's sleeping with somebody else. Newlywed, chuda, you know, these symbolism, sindoor, mangalsutra, chuda, you know, it just feels that, you know, our entire our thought process is also actually shackled by these symbolisms that we've created around a woman's thought process, identity, phase of her life, what she can think, what she can't think. In fact, there was a huge furor about how dare she think about a lover while she's being wedded to another man.
Yeah.
Basically, you were just वो थी ना जुर्रत कैसे की. Basically, the problem is how dare she.
Her audacity.
Her audacity is the problem more than the act.
True.
If you look at it, it's a human thing. We all do it. We all kind of have, we are conflicted at all times. Yeah. Everyone who's had emotions, have been in love. Either you're extremely lucky that you meet the love of your life in your high school, and then you marry and you have kids, and then, you know, they have kids. It's like a beautiful life, but not, I think 99% of us don't have those lives. True. To be honest.
Yeah.
So you all know there's a human complexity, but then what your problem is that how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you show it? How dare you approve of it? How dare you normalize it? Because it doesn't fit in the good girl status quo. It kind of makes you uncomfortable. So that's where the problem lies.
Yeah. So how happy were you when Anurag Kashyap understood where you came from, your sensibilities? Because he's known to be quite the feminist.
Yeah, I was extremely happy that Anurag was directing Manmarziyaan, because you needed a very unapologetic person, a non-judgmental person, to be able to see that story and then, you know, tell it. So I think Anurag was the perfect choice for Manmarziyaan. I was extremely happy because, like everybody else, I mean, I was like a fangirl, and, you know, Anurag Kashyap, the body of work, struggling writer. You can imagine, I was just like in seventh heaven. Oh my God, Anurag is directing my film. So of course, and I don't think anyone could have directed that film better than Anurag Kashyap.
Absolutely. And amid all this, did you ever feel the need, or did you ever feel like, let me direct a film? Why did that not happen yet?
See, it's always been the timing. In fact, from Manmarziyaan days, my friends, a lot of actors, a lot of producers, everybody's been like, Kanika, I think this one you should direct. But it's just been the timing of it. Lately, I have a toddler. I think he, you know, anyway, I have this mom's guilt 24/7. Oh my God, has the meeting gone too long?
How old is he?
He's 3.5 years old now. So I've opened my production house. I produced 2 films, and I've had a baby. So that guilt is constantly that, am I not spending enough time with him? Have I taken on too much work? So definitely I can't take up direction right now, because that requires a certain level of commitment. You have to be on the set at 5 a.m. I have a little baby to take care of as well. So I think when the timing is right, then yes, why not?
Yeah.
But right now I'm loving being a producer and a writer.
Okay.
And loving being a mom the most.
That's so sweet. Will we see you again collaborating with Shah Rukh Khan?
Shah Rukh Khan is the dream. I love Shah Rukh. So does the whole country. And, you know, and in fact, anyone who's worked with Shah Rukh, it's always you're hungry for more. So, of course, if it is a right script, if there's a right time, definitely, why not?
Great. Here's hoping for that. Just one last thing, going back to the conversation that, you know, we were having about this whole debate about glorification and all of that. Have you watched Animal?
Yes.
No, what was your thought as a writer, I'm asking, not as an audience, as a writer?
As an audience, I really enjoyed the film in the theatres.
Yes.
As a writer, you know, I don't dissect. When I'm seeing a film in the theatre, I'm seeing it like an audience. Now, I know, of course, there's this entire debate about the polarization of this, that and the other. Given that I have told you that I do believe that there is a certain responsibility, I viewed the character a little differently.
Okay.
So the lens that I viewed it from was, again, I felt that that guy is suffering. He's insane. He's almost demented.
True.
Ranbir's character is moving around naked in his house with people holding guns.
Yeah.
It is definitely not your normal routine.
It's not
It's
an
not
ideal
like people wearing
situation.
breakfast and going
Yeah.
for work. So the makers already told you it's a bizarre world out there.
Yeah.
You're in La La Land. It's a mental world out there. So for me, already the definition of this world was imperfect. It's bizarre. It's unpredictable. It's bloody. It's something that it's not going to end well, and it doesn't end well.
It doesn't.
So that's where I'm at with Animal. And as an audience, the technical aspects of the film, if I look at it, the background score was something which is very effective.
Yes.
Ranbir Kapoor's performance was
Top
outstanding.
notch. Yeah.
If you dissect the film based on the technicality of it, it is a very well made film.
Yes.
Writer's lens, I told you that the rules were laid down already. He's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
He's as crazy. He's batshit crazy. In fact, there's a dialogue I remember where he tells the sister that you've studied from Harvard for this.
Yeah.
Which I was like, yeah, that's true. I mean, he's aware of the fact that she's had an education and she can very much come and handle the family business.
Yeah.
So there were crumbs here and there which are not entirely damaging.
Yeah.
So I viewed it also like that, and it was a heady watch in the theater. The maker was going for a certain sort of a tempo.
Yeah.
He was going for a certain sort of an action. He was going for a certain sort of a mood, a shock value, and I guess he delivered it to the T on all counts. So if I dissect it technically, I'd say whatever film he set out to make, he made. And then if you look at the audience reaction, they came out in hordes.
Yeah.
Now, neither am I going to judge the maker,
Nor
nor
the
am I
audience.
going to judge the audience.
True.
So either you tell me to judge both of them, I'll judge the audience also, I'll judge the maker also. So that's where I'm at with Animal.
Great. But thank you so much, Kanika, for this chat. And I'm looking forward genuinely to Phir Aayi Hasseen Dillruba, because I have heard it's going to be an even crazier film than the first one.
Yes.
Your actors told me.
Entrant
Yes.
called the Crocodiles.
No, but good luck for that.
Thank
and
you.
Everything else for Do Patti as well.
Yes, it's my debut as a full-fledged producer.
Yeah.
Katha Productions' first film with Kajol, ma'am, and Kriti. And as a producer, it's a dream team. I'm really looking forward.
So are we. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Kanika Dhillon, and you're watching me on News 18.